Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Excuse me. The beer I have today is another beer from Fonta, Flora Brewing Company out of Morganton, North Carolina. So I reviewed a hop beard on this channel before. This one is double hop beard, so it's the double IPA version. I believe it is the same hop bill as the single one, at least from what I read. I don't remember what hops are in it exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, just scaled up. It is 8.6 ABV. It's got some heft to it. Let's crack it open and see what we got. Now, hoppy stuff is probably one of the styles that they're known least for, but in my opinion, they do them pretty well. I was hoping that this one was going to be a clean and non-hazy, and it is, so that's exciting. Smell it. So as you can see, it pours pretty much completely clear, nice golden color with a really small white head. Oh man, that smells fantastic. It really does. It's basically all that fresh hop aroma that you would get with a New England IPA without the other bullshit. It is, I would say it's definitely on the dank side. It's a little orangey, but it's definitely not like tropical by any means. It's more dank and resinous than anything else. Which is interesting because I don't remember hop beard being that much on that side of the hop spectrum, but who knows. It's interesting. So that has a lot. I will say it's kind of similar in profile to, and I can never remember what it is when I want to talk about it, but they did one other double IPA a couple months ago that didn't have they did Waves and Perms recently, but that had some other stuff in it. The other one I'm talking about didn't have any other extra thrown in. It was just simply a double IPA, like this is. And it was I thought it was really good, but it was like a little hot and a little syrupy. This is definitely not either one of those. It is definitely not hot at all. I'm not getting the alcohol taste or burn in the throat. And it doesn't have like that slightly oily or syrupy mouthfeel. It drinks like it's 6%. I'm picking up some Amarillo for sure. I would guess that there's probably like there's like Simcoe or Centennial in this, and then maybe Citra too. I'm kind of getting that a little bit. I know I'm not going to claim that I can pick out every hop in an IPA, but I like doing it sometimes, and to be honest, I am accurate probably like 70% of the time. You know, I might be able to get 2 out of the 3, something like that. So, and it's only, especially when it's some of these new school hops that to me are all just kind of like bastardizations of Citra. Those I really couldn't point out, but some of the old, more traditional ones I think are more distinct and they're easier to pull out. Amarillo is definitely one. 9, I'd say 9.5 times out of 10. If Amarillo has a fairly decent presence in the beer, I know that there's Amarillo in it because it just for whatever reason to me it's a very, very distinct hop flavor. The one that I don't like by itself, but I do admit that it can be very good when mixed with certain other hops, and especially in these old school styles. By itself, I think it's kind of gross, but mixed with other things, I think it works sometimes. So But I honestly don't know how much this cost, only because I bought this with a bunch. I mean, I bought this with a bunch of stuff at Hill Farmstead today. Not only did I spend a good bit of money myself, I also proxied for 2 other people. So I had a whole trunk full of beer. So I don't know what this cost, but I can't imagine that it was more than like $18. Because they're pretty pretty reasonable with their hobby stuff. But I would say anywhere upwards of $20, like $5 a can. This is definitely a buy for me, especially when this area is really lacking in classic IPAs. I was just talking to someone earlier today about how I take for granted that I used to take for granted that I could just drink fresh Headhunter at like a ton of different bars whenever I wanted to, and now I don't have that option. So I'm not saying this is as good as Headhunter or even that similar, but it is another clean, really tasty IPA. So I would say this is more in the realms of Hop Juju because it's a bigger beer too, but. It's very simple, very fresh, very bright right now. The other thing I had noticed is it seemed like they were selling their cans like 10 days after they can them, which, not that that's a long time, but it's just kind of odd. Like most breweries, they can them maybe the next day or 2 days before they sell them. I just thought it was kind of strange. Especially for the classic IPAs, like they don't hold up as long as the hazies either. But this one was canned on the 4th, and today's the 9th, so it's a little closer. But yeah, this is definitely a buy for me. Another really good, more traditional. They're not completely traditional though, because none of them are very bitter. They're not sweet either. They're dry. They haven't a nice bitterness to balance it out, but they're not bitter like West Coast style. I would say they are more along the lines of like really good, like Midwest. They remind me of like Fatheads or like whoever makes White Raja, Brookheddle, or even like a lot of Three Floyds and Surly stuff. So they're not hazy, but they are like lower on the bitterness scale and a ton of dry hopping. So definitely another buy for me. They just keep putting out bangers like every week, so no surprise. But I think that's all I got on this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.